Alright, so the wife comes to me, she says, I need to fix the tractor because the tractor tire is flat. So I was going to jack this up. This does not have an inner tube. I was going to jack it up and try to put some air in it, but when I got out here, I noticed, it'd be hard for you to see, but there's a bunch of dirt and stuff on where the bead of this would sit. And we use our tractors out in the woods and stuff like that, and we get sticks and twigs and stuff poking up in there, and there's just a bunch of dirt and mud and bark, whatever else in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this tire off and put it up on the truck tailgate and clean this off real good with some soapy water before I try to put some air in it. Now if you grab that plastic cap and you try to pull, it's not going to come off. You got to get a hold of it with something, pull hard, because otherwise that plastic is molded to fit on that washer like that, and it's just not, you're not going to be able to pull it off with your hand probably. So I got to take this C-clip off right here. Hopefully I can do that with this pair of needle nose, pair of or a screwdriver. Flathead screwdriver works pretty good for that too. Once that C-clamp's off, this washer here will come off. And then this tire is going to slide off, but I'm going to need to jack it up first. Now if you don't have a jack, you can do this with a dolly. I got a video that shows you how to lift the tractor up with your dolly. Now I'm going to be careful. Don't need that. Now I'm going to be careful because there's a keying pin in here, and I don't want to lose that. That's what it looks like, and we'll need that to make sure we got traction to the tires. Alright, so I'm going to take this over to the tailgate of the truck. It's a little bit easier to work on. See if I can clean this up a little bit. So you notice once I take the pressure off, this wants to seal up a little bit, but we should be able to push that down. Get a bristle brush in there and clean up some of that dirt. Alright, so I just got me a pan of some water, a little bit of dishwashing detergent in there, and a bristle brush I stole from the kitchen sink. And we're going to press this down and then get up in there and scrub off all that dirt and mud and bark, grass clippings or whatever might be in there. Just work our way around this tire, get it clean, then we'll pump it up full of air. Alright, so I'm back at the valve stem where I started. Recommend start there and in there, that way you know you made it all the way around. Now, since there's still mud and stuff on this tire, and I just scrubbed it off, I didn't really rinse it. I'm going to take this over to the garden hose and spray it down, make sure it's getting clean before I put any air in it. Alright, so we got this rinsed off. I've already looked to see. Right here it tells me to inflate to 22 psi. And we got our air chuck here. And my guess is this is going to inflate because this has got a pretty good seal on it. Now, I already spun this around and looked. I didn't see any, nails or anything like that sticking up out of here. So my guess is she just bumped this against something and pulled it off its bead. Alright, that's about 12 psi. We got another 10 to go. Now these are small tires, they don't take much. Yep, we're already to 15. And there we are, 22 PSI, perfect. Now, since I've still got my thing of soapy water, it's not going to hurt me none. Put a little bit around this bead to make sure I don't see no bubbles or something coming up. Everything looks good on that side. We'll go ahead and check this side while we're here. Now, I didn't clean this side because the bead wasn't broke. If the bead was broke, I would have done that, but I'm a old, fat, lazy guy. I ain't doing any more work than I got to, so this side looks like it's sealed good. I don't see no bubbles off the side of that, so we should be good to go put this back on. Alright, time to put this back together. Now, I'm going to note that my key is right here and my keying slot is right there. So I'm going to try to put this on here to where they're kind of close to each other. Once I got those two lined up, I'm going to take my pin, my keying pin here, and I'm going to slide that in there. That way, when the axle turns, the wheel turns. I'm going to slip my washer back on here. Now I got my C-clip. I'll put that on there. Now this can be kind of tricky. Sometimes you can't really push those back on there with your hands, but you should be able to get it with a pair of channel locks or I'm going to attempt this with some needle nose. I may or may not be successful with that. And I was. Alright, so once that's done, we just got to put our dust cap back on and got to massage this up over that washer. And there we go, it's back in place. Let the jack down. The wife should be good for another 100 miles on the lawn here. Alright, one final tip for you. If you've let this thing sit too long and the tire has kind of got a memory of being flat, what you can do is you can put a tow strap or a cargo strap of some sort around the middle of your tire and squeeze it. And when you do that, that'll make your bead parts pop out and help it seat a little bit easier on the rim to get some air going, because otherwise you'll be filling up your air on your valve stem here and it'll just be leaking out everywhere. So again, you can put a strap around the middle, crank it down a little bit, and that will help a lot. Or get somebody to help you pull and push and massage that to where it kind of seals up a little bit till you get some air going into it, and it'll seal up good.